Oh, I love this song. It sounds just like the last one. Fucking jam bands. I can't think of anything that sounds less fun. Would you like to go hang out with a bunch of people? The only thing holding in their body odor is a poncho so filthy it resembles a long-haul trucker's blanket that has not been washed since his last victim. Okay. Well, the good news is there's so many of these bands are old and will retire soon, God willing. Anyway, Phish fans, widespread panic fanatics, and deadheads, I gotta say this to you, and that's a proper fuck off. I know we're supposed to defend things on this show, and I'm gonna try, but I'm super fucking doubtful the needle will move at all on this one. This week, we are talking about jam bands with our super special guest, Mikey Erg.
Woo!
Hal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get crossed up.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it. Can you believe we've had 7 months without an NFL game? I know, I've just been yearning for it. Well, good thing that's over. NFL is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. Download now and use code NAFT to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. $5 to get $200? That's crazy. That's code NAFT only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
I don't know about the retiring, because I mean Dead and Company are still going.
They jam to the grave.
They look like the video, the Touch of Grey video. They look like that now.
Jerry Garcia died and they didn't stop.
They didn't stop.
They got John Mayer.
And he's been dead for like 30 years, right?
He's been dead for a long time.
They got the guy who provided the soundtrack to so much college sexual assault to just jump in and noodle around with them.
I have a John Mayer story.
Ooh. I'll defend John Mayer for a second, because
I'm not saying I'm just saying I want to run through the halls of
I mean, Your Body's a Wonderland is not good, but he did bring back the Nice Price sticker for his last record, which made me buy the record because I had such nostalgia for walking into Pathmark and buying records.
Was that your music spot?
Yeah, that was the local grocery store that also had a record store in it.
My grocery store had a video rental place.
Yeah,
in it too.
Right.
Yeah,
before the Walmarts and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Kids like music.
Yeah, like we got French bread now.
Columbia or Epic or the Sony Music Access had the Nice Price, which was like their budget. I guess albums that were catalog albums at the time had the Nice Price, so they were, $6.99 as opposed to $8.99 or whatever.
Was his actually a nice price, or was it just a fun thing that he did?
It was just a fun. He made the album cover look like an old '80s album cover, and then slapped a Nice Price sticker on it, and I was like, "You got me. I'm buying it. I want to buy another Nice Price album."
Well, you are susceptible to marketing. How very unpunk rock of you, Mikey Erg. Razzle dazzle. He falls for it every time. You heard it. John Mayer, resident of Livingston, Montana, where I was a few weeks ago. We rafted past his house.
Wow.
Apparently, there's a venue I played called the Pine Creek Lodge.
Good gig?
Yeah, just the backdrop is the mountains. Rich Hall had me out there.
Nice.
But John Mayer literally lives across the street and just hangs out over there and is apparently a very nice man.
He
just kicks it with the locals.
That's awesome.
Gets on stage, jams. He
Well,
jams.
This is my story with John Mayer. He hangs out at the Cellar sometimes on occasion.
No
He's friends
shit.
with a bunch of comics. And he was at the table, and he was just saying hi to people or whatever. And he's nice to everyone. He says hi to everyone. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, "Shane, you're on." So I go on downstairs, and sometimes they'll have a band play in the olive tree upstairs. And I go on downstairs, and I'm doing my set, and then you just hear like this fucking loud scream upstairs, and everybody's like, "What's going on?" And then I heard like the gnarliest guitar solo.
Yeah.
And everybody's like looking at me, because it's such a distraction. I was like, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. John Mayer's upstairs soloing out on his guitar, and everybody.
You might want to go up there.
People, I was like, if anyone thinks they're leaving this room, they're fucking nuts. Like, yeah,
I did a fun fest in Austin one year.
Okay,
and right as like I did a joke, there was the laugh. The laugh ended, and Johnny Marr was in a tent next to mine, and you heard him just kick into like. Which they didn't think he was going to be playing Smith songs, it kicked on, and I just stopped talking. I'm like, "Why are we here?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Why aren't you guys watching Johnny Marr?" Like, tent's full. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like they weren't happy about watching me either. It's just that the Johnny Marr tent was too full.
my buddy's his guitar tech.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my buddy Victor, who I used to work with at a coffee shop in Portland, he's like, I saw you and I got my shit together. I bought a couple of tuners.
Oh man! Have you ever been responsible for people getting sober?
Oh God!
I got a few exes.
I bet I have.
think. Yeah, have you? You don't know if you?
I don't know if I have, but
Yeah.
That is a thing at the festivals when you're doing comedy and there's like a legacy act playing in the background. You're like, oh God. It happened with me at Outside Lands. The Who were playing, and I just heard Teenage Wasteland, and I was at a tent of like.
Hey,
For 700 people, there were like 80 people in there that were just tired. Yeah.
hey, do you guys want to go see the Who or Shane Torres?
Who? Again, who?
one time Slow Death was playing. This was like Slow Death was like it is an early incarnation of the Slow Death. This band I play in. Everybody knows the Slow Death, right?
I know. I saw
Rock and Roll Day of episodes.
I saw Jesse and Jack a few like a month ago in Portland.
Awesome.
No Mikey.
No. I actually was going to try to make it out to that tour because they were doing Alaska.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were talking about how they booked
but
it.
like it was just airfare is fucking. Can I talk about airfare for a minute?
Please, God.
Yes.
But no. We were supposed to play Harvest of Hope Fest in Gainesville. It was like an offshoot of Fest that was like a kind of a charity. It was benefiting something I can't remember now. But this was 15 years ago. But we got the lineup and we were playing during Billy Bragg's set. And we were like, let's not even go. Like, there's no reason to go. No one is going to be seeing us.
We just need to.
We wanted to see Billy Bragg.
That?
You're the kid. You realize
there's like counter programming where like you get butt fucked.
Well, because I think they know, like, all right, we're selling 1,000 tickets, and this venue only holds 800.
Yeah.
So we have to give the 200 people who aren't going to get in. It's like the chicken nuggets on the menu at a nice restaurant. Like it's the kids' meal.
Yeah.
Of like, we got to have something for
this
the
is for
people.
my cousin Joey, who every time we go to get Chinese food has to have a hamburger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Got to have something for everybody.
Yeah, I guess that's.
But to wheel it back, okay. So John Mayer, made his bones, but he jammed. The Dead were in Chicago, and like they were just creeping through the streets, just like that, just brightly colored. And then you see them, and you like, I don't want to see you. Like you're the people I wish I didn't make eye contact with. And the videos, every video of somebody like twirling, but. As is the nature of the show, I don't get that, but I'll watch I still like mosh pits and everything. I don't this new like beatdown hardcore that's come back,
right?
And people are like, I will watch those videos of just people taking elbows. I'm like, well, that's what's gonna happen.
It's insane to like watch, people head walking and shit. I'm just like,
spin kicks.
I stay in the back at the gigs.
Yeah, but then how can I be like, well, this is just what happens here. But then, white dreads twirling towards the sunlight. I'm like, I gotta let you have that. I gotta let you have.
There's a few less concussions at these shows than there are. Yeah,
there's brain damage. It's just not from a direct impact.
Phish was just in town.
Aren't they always at the Garden?
Exactly. Yeah, but so they were doing.
They're like Billy Joel. Like they're always there.
They were doing one of their 20 night runs at the Garden, and I was just walking down like Broadway, I think, and some guy was hanging up like flyers on light poles, and it was like nitrous delivery service with a number, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, Phish is in town. Okay.
Well, man, maybe it's a positive. It's one of these things like there's they have created an economy around itself.
It's true.
You don't play 20 nights in a row without doing something right.
They employ a lot of side hustles.
Oh, man. God.
They've created all these cottage industries around.
Yeah, the nitrous people, the knockoff T-shirt people.
Oh,
they're job creators. So,
But you're a genuinely big fan of some of these.
I do love Phish. I will say that if you actually listen to the records, they're shitty, but they're.
When you say they're shitty, they're just not listenable, or
I mean, they're good. They have good songs, but you have to be into that sort of like kind of do. I don't know.
It's just sonically, it doesn't like do it for me.
Yeah, and I get that. I totally get that. I think, and it's one of those things where I got Lawn Boy in 1992 or something. Like I was like I was 12 years old when I first. It was one of my. You remember the BMG or Columbia House record club?
Yeah.
You taped a penny to a fucking thing, and you got
who saw that one falling apart? God,
we ruined all our parents' credits.
Yeah, that was one of my 12 CDs, and then my dad called and was like, "You realize you're dealing with an 11-year-old, right?" And then they never bothered me again.
You order a $600. You owe us $600. So.
Now I have to buy a Collective Soul album or whatever. Yeah.
But I did get Lawn Boy, and I was indoctrinated pretty early with the Phish thing.
Okay.
And were you the Dead too. I feel like
did it get into like? So do you think part of it is that you were young?
I was young
and playing music. Were you starting to play music at that time?
I was starting to play music, and it was like, for me, punk rock came in probably around Dookie, probably '94, so like a year or two later. So I was.
So like
still
you're starting
listening,
high school or finishing up middle school?
Yep.
Did you have this moment, and for the listeners, since it's usually comedy listeners, Mikey plays drums and sings for the Ergs. You're still in the Warriors?
I do some stuff with Warriors.
Yeah. What are your main? You're like just
Ergs is probably actually
the guy.
Ergs is kind of back together, so that's kind of my main. We're exclusive. We're probably going to make a new record fairly soon.
You're synonymous with like Jersey and East Coast pop and pop punk from the last 20 years.
But there was a minute where I was just trying to join every fucking band
and
ever.
I think you
did, didn't you?
Yeah. I did Time It Off Their Heads. I played with the Dopamines. I played with...
I remember a Saturday Night Live sketch when they had Michael J. Fox, and they just made fun of the fact that he was making Back to the Future 2 and 3 at the same time. He was doing another movie, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this, and I'm doing this one," and that's what I think of when I think he was like, "Well, I gotta run across this one." Like I think there's 7 Mikey Ergs.
There was a Hard Times Hard Times article that was like Mikey Erg on stage doesn't know what band he's playing in right now or something, and that is my like running naked through high school like kind of dream, the nightmare. Like it's like I am like worried that that's going to happen at some point. It's
Your
like
bandwidth for this
I'll
shit
count
has
in
to
the
be
wrong
insane.
fucking song.
Also, everybody would be on your side. So so was there, because I had this moment when I found like punk rock music that I thought I had to now just erase anything I liked.
There is a little bit,
because
that's like
it was like this idea of belonging. Like, I have to be.
People will find out I'm a faker if I have any pop record.
Oh yeah, we used to have this record store in Edison, New Jersey called Curmudgeon that was like the punk rock record store, but they also sold used CDs. So like I remember selling like all my Led Zeppelin, all my Rush, all my Yes. Like all my classic rock. Just sold it to them and then bought, fucking bad punk rock records.
Like you just you went
anything that was punk
they
rock.
saw a kid having a financial identity shift.
Exactly.
I mean, I related to Open Up and Say Ah by Poison. This song's about
I fucking love that
sex.
record.
This one's about drinking and then some sex. This one's about boobs. It's kind of like sex.
Songs about smoking in the boys' room.
Yeah, smoking in the boys' room is pretty straightforward. But then I'm like, I better get this Dead Kennedys album. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. What these are all.
I'm supposed to overthrow my government?
My dad was mad about, I think, at one point when I was 4.
What do I know about the Panama Canal?
Where is Cambodia?
Where is Cambodia?
Noriega guy doing anything about it? Yeah.
What's a landlord?
Oh, it's like a dad.
It's like when I knew I liked stand-up comedy, but then I saw Bill Hicks, and I'm like, this guy's just real upset
about
things, and I am
the first
not
time
connecting.
I saw Bill Hicks, I was just like a mouth agape, just like,
Really?
what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
No,
or
I'm like-
why he was so angry, but I just thought he was
got
It's
so
also like
introduced
this
rude.
is
to
a
him
comedy
through-
show. I'm like, he's screaming at this woman. Now he wants to
Play
kill,
from your fucking
he
heart!
wants to kill Billy Ray Cyrus.
And he hates California.
Yeah.
I love
Oh my god, I love that.
He
Hot and sticky.
I got introduced to him through, I wouldn't call him a jam band, but Tool because he has that.
Oh yeah.
They clip him
Oh,
on the
yeah.
Enema album, I think.
Yeah.
Or Enema, whatever it's fucking called. But yeah, no,
Still don't know to this day.
So like it's one of those that A
Well, I
and
mean, I
E
guess
stuck together.
Are they? They're definitely not a jam band, but they have some like.
I would. They're.
Grooving
I
elements?
put them in the. They're one of the good new metal bands.
Yeah,
That's
would
what
you
I-
call
Go-
them new metal? Yeah,
go
they're like
to-
Yeah.
math rock to me. or
Like
what-
them and Deftones and
Yeah.
like.
I thought
System
new
of a
metal had to
Down.
have rap in it.
Maybe.
I don't. It's just,
That's how I
radio '90s, whatever that like
Is
up
that
to
a
'90s.
DJ? You're new metal.
Yeah,
There's a DJ. It's new metal. Sorry.
DJ Lethal's up there. Okay, new
Yeah,
metal.
yeah. Sorry, it's new metals. So okay, so I'm
so
gonna.
you got this jam bands into your blood.
I was pretty early into jam bands.
Did you
but
sell
but
that
also
CD then? Did you sell it when you got into?
I
punk
sold
rock?
all of my Phish records. Yes,
Okay.
Rift and Lawn Boy and Hoist. Hoist came out. Hoist is where I like kind of left Phish because I was into punk rock, and then I kind of went back later and got back into the Phish stuff. But I really do love the Phish records, and I do love the Grateful Dead records. And I will say, like Grateful Dead, I'm not super into the jammy aspect of jam bands,
Okay.
but I like because like it's funny. Spin Doctors is a jam band.
Are they?
If
Like,
you
I
go
mean,
see
I only know the one
If
song.
you go see them live, I mean, every song is a half an hour long.
This one's called Three Princes.
Exactly.
I'm getting loose.
And I was like shocked the first time I saw them. I was like,
Really?
"Oh, they're fucking jamming! Like this is crazy."
I can only imagine like a studio
The
album.
surprise
by
of that
Phish.
must have been nice.
Trying to corral Phish for a studio album had to be like before Ritalin was available, and you're just like a kindergarten teacher. Like they're everywhere, man. I don't know. I can't get them to sit down for math. They're fucking all.
How'd you
over the
record this
place.
album? I'll tell you, I just put an oven timer out, and once it goes off, I hit stop.
Yeah.
I just pull it out of the oven. Your mom had a long day at work.
I'm going to the Chinese
fade out.
buffet. Be here in 3 hours.
All right, that's a song. Start doing the next one. No, but there are like good pop songs in these
If you had to,
jams.
okay, let's do it this way a little bit. Can you give us some like some of the more listenable pop songs that
I love-
would serve as a good introduction to them?
There's a song called "Bouncing Around the Room" by Phish that's great.
Of course, there's a song called "Bouncing Around."
And I got to see them on the Baker's Dozen tour, which they did 13 nights at
the Garden?
At the Garden, and each night was a different donut flavor. That was like and
There
if you
is something to be said for like, well, we can do what we want,
Yeah.
and we're doing a donut flavored 13.
if you
night
got there
run.
early, you got a donut. I did not get a donut. I didn't get there
Was
early.
it drugs?
I probably.
Okay. My buddy he was like trying to buy mushrooms. He went to a Phish concert just to get drugs. And he came back. I'm like, well, how was he? He's like, I couldn't make it. Like he left without finding somebody to buy
without
drugs
even getting the
'cause he
drugs.
couldn't handle the music.
I will say, and around the Garden for days afterwards, there were just balloons everywhere.
yeah.
Because the nitrous.
There is
again,
something
the
about
nitrous
seeing
comes
the
back.
litter from a party,
Yeah.
like on the
Yeah,
streets in New
well,
York. You're like,
especially if you're like crunchy hippies, you think you'd be a little bit more responsible. But New York is instead of like, oh, don't ruin this beautiful place when you
Yeah.
leave the garden.
it's just like after New Year's when you see like party streamers stuck in like John Quincy Adams' mouth in
Yeah.
a park or whatever. You know, you're like,
It's not like
somebody had a good time. Somebody got home late last night. You know, there's a nice little vibe
it's
to
not
it.
like the straws with the turtles. Like, oh, the rats are choking on the balloons. This is terrible. Well, I you know what? I tried to do the Dead for a minute, and I'd put on some songs, and it was like I'm driving around, I'm trucking.
Yeah.
I'm keeping on trucking. And then it would go, and then I'm like, I've been driving for a half hour. I'm like, did I not download enough songs to start over? I'm like, it's the same song.
Yeah, it's the same song. Yeah, you know, and like with the Dead, it's they have two records, Working Man's Dead and American Beauty, that are like kind of known as like.
They're masterpieces.
Yeah, they like moved out of the kind of like weird jammy psychedelic stuff and got country a bit.
Yeah.
And those are like kind of the, you know, if you're trying to get into the Dead, you'll listen to those couple records and get into those tunes. And then they kind of went full into the jam thing. Yeah. But I feel like with a lot of the jam band thing, it's the audience that really makes it.
It's going to the show.
Makes it the thing, yeah.
Well, that's where we're talking about, like, EDM.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, I got a lot of heat because I was like, there's no way anybody enjoys this sober. But what the weird response on that was is a lot of people that had, like, ADD or ADHD, when they're doing, like, and they're like coders or something, they put that on because it's not lyrics to distract you. And it actually, that music helped them focus on stuff. And I'm like, all right, that's something I guess it's so like
beat driven, you know, like
the hackers. I mean, the hackers. Anything about hacking in the '90s had to have like.
It's just basically the Dust Brothers.
Yeah, I had like a data entry job for a minute, and it just happened to coincide with Aphex Twin had put out his first new record in, you know,
it's
a bunch of years.
Guy?
It's just one guy. It's like
all kinds of stuff, man.
But that came out, and that was like my data entry. Like I just put it on when I was at work.
Some music serves the fun. Like,
really works.
I'm not going to use this anywhere else. But yeah, right now I need some stupid.
Yeah,
I'm not going to even say stupid. That's not right.
But just it's the right tool for the job. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. The Fabulous Thunderbirds' "Tough Enough" is a corny song, but like, yeah, I'll load a truck to this.
God, I love that band.
Right. Well, okay, let's tie that in. Stevie Ray Vaughan's brother, correct? Mm-hmm. What isn't the blues
one of the
original
it's like
jams?
bluesy.
Original jams, though. People just going off on their instruments.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a leap from the. It's not even that big a leap. I guess. Yeah, it's kind of lives next door.
Well, that's like shit. I mean, Cream was a jam band, and
Jazz is jam.
Cream is another band.
Half of Led Zeppelin songs are 40 minutes long when you see them live. You know, Dazed and Confused is 3 sides of a record on.
Yeah, I guess
on some of the live records.
Zeppelin lost me early on. Everybody
told me
another
group I never really.
Yeah, that was an early favorite of like when I was like 6, 7, 8. That was
this
like
something your dad or your family like listened to a lot?
It was probably my dad got me into a lot of like soul and funk and jazz. That was his kind of like Motown, James Brown. And a lot of jazz stuff was like what my dad got me into. But I think it was a lot of just listening to classic rock radio. Got me into, you know, Zeppelin. And because I was into the Beatles and I was always into like kind of... my dad would play like oldies, quote unquote, like, you know, 50s and 60s kind of like one-hit wonder kind of stuff.
Yeah, we had 104.3.
Yeah. So like I would listen to a lot of classic rock radio. And that was like what got me into, I think, Zeppelin and... the
environment you were, yeah. Okay.
Having somebody introduce you to music, I like that's the most. Like I didn't have. We had like the oldies channel on in the house. We were cleaning the house, but I never had like an authority or anybody like other than my cousin, maybe a mixtape, and it was like Agent Orange and all.
Yeah,
I had Fugazi was this like required listening.
My mom listened to classical music. And then my dad, never really took much interest. He didn't play a ton of music.
I had a few, like, you know, like my dad getting me into that funk and soul and jazz. And my, I had an older cousin that when I was like 9, 10, 11, he kind of introduced me to like Primus and Jane's Addiction and like kind of that kind of like alternative.
Early 90s.
And like that really blew my mind. And then punk happened, which really was, I think, Green Day. I think it was just Green Day, like, was on the radio, and I was like, this fucking rules. And Rancid was on, like, I remember seeing the Salvation video on 120 Minutes, and that was like, whoa, what? These guys are fucking awesome.
They're wild looking.
Also, zero jam element, not enough musical ability to jam. Right. Jamming, you have to be relatively good at what you're doing to be like, hey, now you do it. And then I'll go over up here on this note. Like,
maybe the Minutemen were a jam band. They might have been.
All right. You know what? I'll throw you a little bit of that one. I'll throw you a little bit of that one.
I'll see myself out.
All right. No, Mikey made a good statement. He's gone. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need the rest of this.
Goose. All right, everybody. We'll be right back.
Can you believe we've had 7 months without an NFL game? That is nuts. Good thing it's over. The NFL, it's here. It's back, baby. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. This week, new customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. That's football, everybody. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers could take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get. Shane, take it.
One of the things I like about DraftKings is, say my Dallas Cowboys are on a bye that week. What do I need to make football a little more interesting? If I'm going to watch Jacksonville and Washington go at each other, why don't I put a few bucks on the game and I'll get a little more invested, even if it's not emotional, which is kind of better than I get when the Cowboys play. So, yeah, it's nice. And download it now and use code NAFT to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code NAFT only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resorts. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
And we're back. So
quick.
Yeah. Thanks, DraftKings. Learning, like, this band Goose, I guess, do you know anything about... Here's what I know about them. When I tour with Bert, he loves this band, and his family loves this band, and I guess they're becoming a very big deal.
So I've only...
They're doing like 4 nights at Red Rocks or something.
The only reason I know about them is you know, I'm a ginormous Howard Stern fan.
Okay.
And apparently most of that... In fact, the one reason I saw Phish was because I became friends with one of the producers of the Stern Show through Gethard and through the Gethard Show, and he was like, "You've never seen Phish? Like, I'm taking you to your first Phish show." Like, because I was...
Is that like a thing? Like, people
Yes,
they want your Phish V card?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but it was cool because, like...
Indoctrination.
I was talking to him one time, and I was talking to him about how, like, being into Howard Stern is kind of like you have to feel people out before you let that be known.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because a lot of people have a lot of opinions on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And so, like, you have to kind of be like, are you cool enough to know that I listen to Howard Stern? You're not going to give me shit. And I was I likened it to telling people that I like Phish. It's like, you have to, like, be in a conversation with someone that's at least going to be like, oh, fair enough. Okay, cool.
I think that's a nice thing, though. Like, when you find somebody who does like Phish, and you, like...
It's an instant bond.
Like you have this thing. There's a kinship there that's going to be awesome.
Totally.
Yeah. So I can appreciate that about it.
But a lot of the like Stern staffers are huge Phish heads and like jam band people, and I think it was the wrap up show or something. One of them was on, and when you're on the wrap up show, you get to pick the like intro and outro bumper music, and one of them was Goose. And I'd never heard of it before, and the dude was like, yeah, it's just this really great jam band. And I looked it up, and I was like, how have I never heard of this band? And they're doing 4 nights at fucking Red Rocks.
Fucking massive. It's insane, yeah. But this is like, one of the things is like, we did some dates on the tour, and everybody was on the bus, and we were all hanging out, like just having beers and doing the normal shit.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, play some music, and and the DJ on tour was like, just play this. This is what they've been listening to. And it was Goose, and I was like... I fucking hate that. Like, I don't. And that's I also didn't give it enough of a shot, but like I was just listening to it, and it turned like it just wasn't.
From what I could tell,
Yeah.
that was like what I think of as a jam band live on recording. Like, it was definitely not something I was into. I think with the jam bands, the thing I'm into is the actual like pop songs that are on the records that they just completely go off off
So
the map.
it's the style of music
Yeah.
that you like. You don't want to see him go off, or you do?
I
wanna see him
don't
go off?
really. I'd rather just listen to the 2-minute pop song on the record.
Yeah, and now, like,
hear
I'm
it
a
the way you
hypocrite
wanna.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like
That's what
jam
I
bands.
like. Yeah.
Because like the same with Spin Doctors is I'm a huge Spin Doctors fan, but when I go see them, like, Two Princes is a 3-minute pop song, but live it's like a 17-minute
It's
opus.
a 20-minute obligation.
I'm hearing that chorus in my head now. Hearing it for 17 minutes is
It's up there with a
death by 1,000 cuts, especially.
But on the other hand, I'm a huge Frank Zappa fan, and all of his songs are 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
sometimes I like. Sometimes I want to jam.
But I love hair metal, and if
Yeah.
CC DeVille wants to just shred for a while, I'll be like, oh,
yeah.
Yes,
I
CC.
guess like
please
the
pick
thing
up that
is,
guitar. And
I
talk
will
to
like
me.
when somebody's just going nuts and shredding. I'm like, it's spectacle. It's
Yeah.
the same way I feel about Fast and the Furious movies. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's just like jerking us all off. But what a good
Well,
time I'm having.
Also, with those bands, it's also an excuse for the rest of the members to do their maintenance bump of coke to get back in the zone. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they're gonna give the drummer.
He gets to shine. It starts-
They're gonna let Styx,
Yeah.
throw one out there for 8 minutes, and that's for everybody in the audience to go. No offense, but to go get drinks and stuff like. Oh, 8-minute drum solo. All right, let's go hit that merch table.
It is funny to to listen to all those old 80s, 90s hair metal live albums, and they all have a 20-minute solo on them, and it's because the rest of the band just wanted to do some drugs.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna get their chance. All right.
Do you think like it's a weird thing to like
bass
get your,
solo's gonna be
get your
kinda
shine
rough,
and also
yeah.
feel like you're the only one working?
And also there were
Yeah.
as I think Ross Halfin did an interview. He's like, it was like Sodom and Gomorrah backstage. There was lots of women back there.
Is that how irrelevant that music's become? That more allegations haven't come out from that era? Because you think, given what they put off in the
Yeah.
world about the debauchery, that how allegations are coming about these, that Jimmy
There's no way
Savile
something
and
truly
all these
horrid
all
didn't come out.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's just everybody knew what they were there for.
Yeah.
And
I think that was also the selling point
Yeah.
on some of that stuff was like hedonism and
Yeah.
What a band I like, and I don't. It's not really in my. The Explosions in the Sky is like they're kind of a jam band, right? Like,
it's mostly instrumental, right? I don't listen to a
it's
ton
like
of it.
they don't sing,
Or it is,
yeah. But it's like it is just like landscape audio to me,
Yeah.
like. And I think like there's other bands like that I actually. So I guess I wouldn't know. I don't know if I'd call them jam bands, but they definitely have a. We're all.
Yeah, I don't know if
we're
they're
all
in
kind of
the-
like flow. Yeah,
yeah.
there's some looseness to this.
I don't know if they're in the jam band category, but it's definitely
There's a bit of
like,
space where they
yeah.
can like move around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the research that Charlene gave us, it is kind of what we're saying. So that's why I'm not referencing it too much. But it's there's an LA Weekly article in defense of jam bands, and the woman who wrote it is just. She's like, due to a deep-seated fear of looking like a moron, I used to not dance in public at all. That habit began the night I fell on the ground at a middle school dance after slipping on the toilet paper stuck to my shoe, and lasted until the first time she saw widespread panic. All right, so yeah, if that's we're trying to defend. If it's about letting you, like, you're not gonna look weird at a Phish show.
Yeah.
Like you really do get to not have any zero self-consciousness.
There's always somebody
Having
who's
not
a little,
been to
like,
one-
a little nuttier at these.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way when you're?
Phish show is just everybody. I mean, it's all about you're just having a good time. Whatever you're
It's
good.
Margaritaville.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever your good time is, you're having it.
And ironically,
okay.
how much of punk rock was about like you don't look the way you're supposed to look
Right.
for this show. It's like really judgmental for this thing that's supposed to be like against society.
like a lot of gatekeeping kind of too. Like I was here first, kind of.
Very-
Yeah. Like you
very-
don't have the stripes.
Yeah.
Very much so. I saw Green Day before Dookie came out, by the way. And Riviera '93, they're open
Nice.
for Bad Religion.
yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. I'm just
I
saying.
think isn't that the show that the Ernie photo was taken at? I mean, I was definitely on that tour. The back cover of Dookie.
I moved on to some more underground stuff after that. They got a little too mainstream.
They got a little too.
But I think that is. I will.
This is like your Goodwill Hunting. Like, how about them? How do you like them?
How do you like them apples? I got a number.
Shit you've never even heard of.
Mostly because it was real bad.
But you forgot about bad religion.
Did not move outside of Chicago.
Yeah, but did you ever see Rice though? No, I never saw Rice.
I don't know who Rice is.
Charlene has found a top 10 list of jam bands compiled by Rolling Stone.
Okay.
I'm interested to see.
I think that is the biggest selling point, though, is like, oh, yeah, there's no gatekeeping, which is just what everything should have. So
Yeah.
I got to give it to that.
Because it's certainly people that are just like, that's the whole, and that's the whole like thing where
Is there shit
with people like the V card and like I met people left and right that night. Everyone was like, "Oh, welcome!" Like,
So it's a
how many
very.
times have you seen that? I was like, "This is my first time."
And they're
You
just
know,
like all
they're
in love with you
stoked,
over it. Yeah.
Wow.
Is there shit you've seen at these shows where you're just like, that's a little much even for that?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Yeah.
You
That
know.
was another time. My only other Phish experience was we made a wrong turn. I was just helping a buddy move into an apartment. So like a truck full of shit. We pulled off to the exit for the Rosemont Horizon, which is now some dumb name, but it's a venue in Chicago. And there's always like a school bus and people are partying. And I didn't know what Phish was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, I'm like, wow, who's playing? And it's the only time I got a dirty look out of a hip. They're just like, Phish. And I'm like,
How do you not
who's
know?
that? And they're like, that is the one way to sour.
Yeah. That is.
Sour a
That is how
balloon
to not
head.
get- yeah,
a
that's-
balloon head dancing on an old school bus is to not know why they're there.
That's also. I can also see that being the perfect introduction for you to not like something. Is that that energy?
My life could have taken a wildly different. I could have sold the furniture I had in there to the people that lived in the school bus. Just gone to see Phish that night. You would never see me here today.
Get on the school bus and ride into the
Just
sunset.
the crown of dreadlocks because it's bald on top now. So it's like that's a crusty look, man. When they're hanging onto the dreads with nothing on top. But like
That's because you
the
know
one loose one that's still held by like 5 hair.
It's like a loose tooth on like it's like a hairy tooth.
Yeah, it's that War of the Worlds monster that comes down with the tendrils.
It's like a rat king or something.
Dude, my God, white dreads get so. Oh,
It's
see,
disgusting.
just the one. Just the one.
You know, it's like an interesting thing about that, like when it comes to cultural appropriation and all that stuff. Like white people with dreads at FishCon, they must feel pretty safe that they're not going to have somebody say something to them.
No, you're all right. I think.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Do you ever see black people at a Phish show?
That's a good question.
That's what I thought.
I don't think I don't think I did.
I knew I didn't like them. Have you ever heard of a band called Mo?
Yes.
Yeah.
MOE period.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen the
yeah.
stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
Stylized in all lowercase letters.
It's like FYP. They won't play if you put the period on the end of it.
That's
I don't know what they
They
sound
have
like.
this
apparently
woman.
they do a fair amount of covers in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
woman lists My Morning Jacket as like a jam band too, which I didn't think. If it's like a country kind, again, country blues. If it's just good musicians
you know what
throwing down with each other.
shocked me was the first time I saw Ween, and Ween is a jam band audience, and they are kind of a jam band. But again, their albums would not lead you to that conclusion.
I never got into.
Do they just do
Ween.
everything? I've never seen them live.
It's like live. It's I mean they've been a full band for a long time, but live it's a full band, and there's lots of noodling and lots of like kind of. It's the same kind of crowd vibe at a Ween show, like just like everybody's having a good time, like high as fuck
dancing,
on everything.
Okay.
It's I was shocked at like them and like I said, the Spin Doctors were the two like that I was like shocked when I went and saw them. I was like, yo, this is a fucking Dead concert. This is crazy. Like this feels
This
totally
is the first
different.
I'm hearing that the Spin Doctors are just out there still doing it and not.
They are.
They have like
but
a wildly
legitimate-
dedicated following.
They do.
That's what I'm saying. They're not like doing the Rib Fest circuit,
Right.
Like they have transcended their one hit and have like a foul.
What a great way to be like successful as a musician.
pretty cool.
Like to I got there.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done. Now I'm at this place and I'm staying here. Yeah.
It's what I'm striving for.
it's gotta
Well, you got a lot of irons in the fire, Mikey.
yeah, one of these is gonna hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what section of the podcast are we on?
Well, I think
we
we're
really
still
went off the rails.
Yeah,
on this.
we did.
We're still in the good and the bad, but
Good and the bad.
the flow's better.
Apparently, it's good. I mean, the bad part is what I already thought about jam bands. It's the good part is the inclusivity, and maybe the drugs will make it. I don't know what music sounds better with drugs for me that I listen to. Do you go for weed when you're going to the things?
No, I'm not like super. I'm not really super into weed. I like now that it's kind of been a little more kind of legalized and stuff, and it's readily available. Again, actual, I could just walk into a fucking bodega and get like a gummy.
Yeah.
I've thrown it. I've thrown some in my body and put on some Pink Floyd. And can kind of see the appeal of it, but it's not really my thing. Like, I don't like to be like.
You're pretty present with the music.
I don't like to be like out of it.
Yeah.
No,
and
it
like
can't be
weed
in
is,
public so.
You're not really stimulated like when you're seeing this.
no, like
In
and
a-
like
in a-
actually,
in a drug sense.
when I saw Phish, I was offered some mushrooms, and I didn't do it because I've never done it, and I didn't want my first time to be like
at a
Phish show
most
and like
famous arena.
and then maybe
just walk out to madmen in the street. That's a smart call.
To see everybody at a Phish concert while you're on mushrooms for the first time does sound like hell to me. Like, I'm surrounded by ghouls.
Someone passed me a balloon though. I might have fucking.
What's that? That's always
have
just
inhaled.
nitrous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I have 30 seconds of your
Apparently,
time.
Right.
Umphrey McGee.
Five years
Umphrey's
off the back
McGee?
end of
You
your
know them?
I've heard of them.
Damn it.
Yeah, you know them?
They're a Chicago band.
Are
and
they Chicago?
They got
Apparently,
yeah,
do
they
a
were
killer
like,
version of "Where's My Mind."
You'd see.
I
Where
swear to God,
they-
this is what I'm reading in this Rolling Stone and Layla by Derek and the Dominos. They did like two ripping covers.
great.
The reason I would see them on like all kinds of like any like this fest, the Goose Island Beer Fest where Umphrey's McGee's playing, and they would always play Joe's on Weed Street. But then they like, oh, we need a theme for Chicago. Like went out to local bands, like let's make a song for Chicago, and theirs got like voted
That's the
or
one.
like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
selected it. It's one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life, and just citywide, everybody like, what the fuck? All right, tell us when the real song's coming out, because this is some dog shit.
You mean a bunch of like blue collar Polish and Irish didn't really like Umphrey McGee?
Well, and just to
jam band,
drive home how segregated that city really is. Like, oh, half of the city's population is black, and here's like, in Chicago, doodle-boop-doodle-doo. I'm gonna find it. It's
Oh my god!
so-
Yeah, I got to hear this.
Dave Matthews Band a jam band?
I guess so. Yeah,
we
I could see that.
We've defended them on the.
No, we tried. We tried.
We.
I mean,
I think they
Under the Table and Dreaming is an unfuckwithable record, in my opinion.
really.
I like it. Crash is also okay.
Yeah.
Despite the lyric "Crash into me, I come into you" being kind of the worst lyric in
Ever,
rock
yeah.
history.
I'm gonna read the lyrics to the Chicago song.
Please read the lyrics to the Chicago song.
Home sweet home, there's so much more than meets the eye, from the water to the sky. Every corner holds a new surprise, the city shines. There's no limit to how high. With no comparison, don't try. Always a smile, so come see why. This is hard to read. See the buildings as they
This is
climb
like
into
the
the
poetry
sky.
in motion on the subway.
It's so bad. Where the champions are yours, the bulls and mine.
Oh.
That sentence doesn't make sense.
Nope.
The champions are your. No, it's a Bulls reference. It's Chicago.
But the
There's-
sentence
The champions are yours, the Bulls and mine.
Yeah, it's oh god, I want to. It was the Chicago tourism song,
Oh, that.
and they've somehow.
You mean the tourism?
HuffPost, which I won't give a lot of water to, says worst tourist anthem ever. Chicagoans react with photos they're excited about.
Well, and speaking of Dave Matthews Band and Chicago,
Yes, of course.
I mean, the anniversary just passed a few weeks ago.
We got some really
what,
heated
Matt?
of the dumping off of whatever What bridge was
Chicago's 9/11.
Yeah.
What, the Canal Street Bridge or whatever? Yeah.
I know this is just very specific, but somebody like they have like a tweet listed here, like someone should film people reacting to the Chicago theme song the way people used to with 2 Girls, 1 Cup. That is how bad that song is. They've done a great job of burying the actual tune. I'm finding lyrics and everything.
Yeah, no YouTube video of that.
No, they just kept the lyrics up for you, but you can't find the video. All right. So I have to say, not always for me, jam bands. I get the appeal of it. I get like, oh, it's going to be this big event, good vibe. Everybody's going to be friendly or pretty fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it also
friendly.
seems like a gang that like, oh, somebody's tripping. They'll like kind of take care of you a little bit.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
like there's a communal get along to
punk
go.
shows. We're like, where's so and so? He's just fucking throwing up down the front of his pants in the corner. Whatever, dude.
We'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Yeah.
Fucking hose yourself off before you get in the car.
I left him sleeping in the snow embankment. Yeah.
I did fall asleep at a Promise Ring show once. I wasn't even drunk. I was just bored.
I get it. God, that's such an indictment. Yeah.
They have great songs. This show was a real fucking.
Was it the Woodwater era?
Yeah, it was just one pullover sweater after another. Until I was so cozy, I couldn't fight it off.
You're all snug as a bug in a rug at this show.
Yeah. Curled up in a corner like a cat.
Oh, my God.
All right, so we like this. Should we go to the calls?
Yeah, let's jump over to the calls again. My voice
right.
cracked. That was fun. Everybody, we'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. Phish Food. Jerry Garcia's Ben and Jerry's. And we are back. This is the part of the show where we go to you, the kitty
That's
cat.
good, Cherry Garcia. Thank you, Ben.
They have 2 brands. They have 2 flavors.
They have Phish Food and Cherry Garcia, and probably there's probably like
I think they'd have more, like gooseberries or something.
Mo chocolate or
I
something.
think I think there was a Mo flavor. I went to the Ben and Jerry's. If you play Burlington, their rep from Ben and Jerry's, like, he's just excited. He's like, you gotta come. We gotta come up to the thing. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was like, he wouldn't stop feeding us ice cream. It was like aggressive. It was like aggressive Willy Wonka. You gotta try this. Now you gotta have this one. I'm like, we have 2 shows tonight. Okay, just try this. Now just get a triple cone. Like, me and Jake Silver were like walking back to the car with like ice cream dripping down our hands. Like, we can't drive like this.
Oh God, that's like such a young man's like thing. When you're like, of course we'll go to the Ben and Jerry's plant, and they're like, it's kind of a burden. Like, all this ice cream is a real chore to get through.
I mean, just doesn't
so fucking spoiled.
Fun flavors though. It's good. It's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. The Phish Food's good. I specifically wouldn't eat the Phish Food ice cream because I hated jam bands so much. Like, to me, I think I somehow imagined that there was raisins in it or some shit. Because, Phish
or
sucks.
once you put it into your body, you were gonna.
Yeah, well, I was like, Phish sucks so
painful.
bad. I bet their ice cream flavor sucks. No, it doesn't. It's got cookie dough and stuff. It's fine. It's a nice flavor. Like, I don't want anybody knowing I like even the flavor of ice cream this band's affiliated.
You got a favorite Ben and Jerry's?
I can't think of something off the top of my head. It's ice cream. I like ice cream.
I like ice cream. Yeah, I like that American Dream Cone.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, like
I mean, Americone Dream.
Oh, sorry. Sounds like someone does have a flavor, and it's
no. I just know that they operate within puns to name their ice creams. Sounds like you don't have a favorite. If you can't even name the fucking thing.
This is why we only do these one person every
go to
6
the
months. Fucking prick.
Hey, Kitty Cat, Kyle, Shane, and of course, Char Dog on the 1s and 2s. I'm still keeping that alive. This is Julian from Connecticut. Jam bands. Can't stand them. Everybody knows the music's terrible, but beyond that, I was trying to figure out exactly what I dislike about them, and mostly it's the people that like jam bands. They're just so annoying to deal with, because if you don't like it, well, you just don't get it. You're not smart enough. I like it because I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I personally gravitate more towards jam bands.
He's
It's like this guy's carving up a cadaver and the cops have already been called. and he's like, I'm not smart enough to like Phish.
hacksaw going through an ankle of a white guy with dreadlocks.
Yeah. Touch of grace.
It was the multi-instrumentalist thing that really got me.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy
Who's cutting loose on the
guy had my
$10 now?
$80.
Yeah. If I'm not smart enough to understand it, how do I capture you?
Hard to shake those maracas without hands, buddy.
Because the improvisational aspect of it is such horseshit. They act like every Phish show is different because they are attacking the solo on a different wavelength. It's just fucking... They know they're going to have to go back to watching their kids once they're done playing, so let's just keep playing, and maybe the feelings will come back. Anyway, love the podcast. Meow.
I appreciate that. I like he met the one arrogant jam band.
like,
That's one thing I will say. I've never seen a superiority
I don't
coming
get the
out
nose
of it.
turned up at me on it. Yeah, when I say I don't like, it's like, well, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Like it's like not jazz fans. Like you just don't get it, man. Like I've never gotten that, but he clearly met one specific man. All right, but thanks for the call. We like the dissenting opinions.
This one is titled "Hot Take on Chili Peppers."
Oh, okay.
Hey guys,
So I'll take that you like
big
them?
fan of you both. Meow meow and all that. Call about jam bands. I don't know too much about jam bands. Like the Grateful Dead always seem like really douchey to me. Like everybody's got a town, they've got a field, and they go and do drugs and have dirty sex, and then the Grateful Dead just comes around and then
Where's the problem?
whatever. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, I think
You guys want some soundtrack for your dirt fucking?
I might vote for this guy. It's a soundtrack for your dirt fucking. Ugh.
Well, it made it sound like they were already out there fucking on drugs.
Yeah.
The Grateful Dead just pulled up like.
You know what this is, Miss?
I think Red Hot Chili Peppers is a jam band because only 30% of the lead vocals are lyrics. The rest is dude making noises with his mouth. That's a jam band, and they suck. Anyway, meow meow. Later, guys.
You know, I think you might have a point.
I think. Wow.
Yeah. Oingo Baboingo or whatever the lyrics are.
Defending Red Hot Chili Peppers would be Mother's Milk. Good album. They were.
I love
They had stuff.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
They had
It's one of my
stuff.
favorite
I
records.
think that's when they
But
started.
that was
with the
also
sounds,
something I got when I was 11 years old,
Music Club.
and I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah. I did
I
cover.
still remember thinking the cover of that album was like one of the coolest things
It is
ever.
pretty fun. It's a tribal tattoo.
Yeah.
Art.
One before that had a naked lady on it.
That's
That's
true.
A lot of miles out of
one
that
of my
in
one of my
junior
first naked ladies.
Yeah.
That I've.
One of,
And so-
one of my first
that
sounds like a jam band.
Also,
and
GNR Lies was an early
And that one,
naked
when you
lady.
look back at that one, that's a rough picture to look at. Oh no, Lies was different. I was talking about the inside art of Appetite for Destruction.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Pixies, Surfer Rose up.
I have an incredible. This is one of the coolest things my mom ever did. I bought Appetite for Destruction, 1987. I'm 6 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Plaza Records in Parlin, New Jersey, where I pull the jacket out of the sleeve, and for anybody that doesn't know, it's a robot having just raped a woman. I think is
sexually
the.
assaulted a woman. It's gnarly. That was supposed to be the cover art too.
It was supposed to be the cover art, and they relegated it to the inside sleeve. My mom, with her right hand, somehow like saw it. It's like that Eddie Murphy bit where like you're upstairs doing something bad, and the shoe comes up and boomerangs back. My mom somehow saw this insert sleeve, grabbed the record with her right hand, threw it out the window. The open left driver's side window with her left hand. And
I thought you would be like,
and I hadn't even seen what she saw yet. Like, and then
probably didn't have much concept for it either. Like,
no, I was still looking at the back cover with them just sitting on the floor drinking Jack Daniels.
And
I
this
thought
is
that
a
was
record,
cool.
so your mom saw the front of that and let you get it at 6. Because that was Parental. I remember buying that at the mall.
My mom was always cool about the parental advisory.
I got the tape.
She was
and
like, just don't say the words. You can listen to it.
I was showing my mom. I'm like, they just let me buy this. So I was probably maybe I was maybe 10.
Yeah.
I was maybe 10 or something, and I was at the mall and I had the tape, and I'm like, they let me buy it so I can have it. Like, you can't do anything about it.
That's
sold
what
it
you
to
would
me.
say to her.
Yeah, I just kind of, she's like, I don't know if I should let you listen to that. I'm like, well, they sold it to me.
My mom was a night nurse, so she was just like, just don't play it too loud.
Yeah.
Like that was really her. Like she was like sleeping when we come home. You know, like she was.
Matt Bronger has a great story about his like listening to NWA and his dad coming in the room and just be like, sound like some very angry young men, and just letting him have it.
That is like one of my favorite Simpsons jokes is when Krusty has like sideshow. He's a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. He's one of his sideshow guys.
Yeah.
He goes, so angry. Okay, next voicemail. Jay, if you like them, they're great. That's what this one's titled.
Okay.
Hey, kitty cats. Calling in from the litter box here to talk about jam bands. And jam bands, if you like them, they're great. And if you don't, they're not. I feel like it's something that if you're not into it, you can avoid it pretty easily.
That's
as some
fair. It's not like it's everywhere all the goddamn time. Like,
I don't know.
It gets an unjust amount of hate from people who don't like. It's not like it's always present.
I don't know if these episodes when they're coming out chronologically, but we just did record about the Eagles, the band, and like the Eagles were like, you're gonna hear the Eagles. The Eagles are in the world.
Yeah.
Whereas
if I
the
go to a
jam
CVS,
band,
I'm gonna hear Hotel California.
you might get Touch of Grey. You might get Touch of Grey coming in, but
that's
you're not.
You're not going much further than that. Yeah.
You're not gonna be at a Popeyes here in the 17-minute version of Two Princes.
Just a sad. Just your sodium's going through the roof while you hear like just noodling. Oh,
I don't know. Think about just somebody happy hearing Two Princes just digging into a bucket of mashed potatoes.
That's what a heart attack sounds like. Yeah,
that's a song you clean a bone off to.
My favorite part.
That's a finger kisser. Finger licking good is like a jam band title somewhere,
or a band.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's see what else this guy has.
All right, yeah. Let's go to the boards.
one that's been in punk most of my life. It's rare that I'm bumping into Phish concerts. You know what I mean? That being said, Grateful Dead, great band. I've even seen Dead and Company, great show. You know, if you don't like it, don't go. If you do like it, great. I can take it in small doses. I only have so much time to be entertained. Don't need 3 hours. Give me an hour. I'm good.
I only have so much time to be entertained. Maybe I'll finally go see the Grateful Dead. I've only had 60 years to check them out. Oh, they just finished. Okay, all right. Well, that's the whole spirit of the show. That's
that guy nailed it.
Any finger licking, finger picking?
The only one that's really coming up is the Beastie Boys song, "Finger Licking Good."
Fair enough.
Check your
Just
head.
have Beastie Boys Square renamed in the
Are we gonna throw freestyle rap under the jam umbrella?
Ooh.
Are we gonna throw like Mixmaster Mike, full like wax to wax mixing in a jam?
No.
Under the umbrella, under the qualifications.
Although there is the famous Jerry Garcia "rap isn't music" rant, which is
well, you know what that should create right now is a super hip hop remix.
Yeah, it's talking in meter. That's true, but it's not music.
Now somebody needs to cut up a Dead song that's longer than any Dead song they've ever played, and it's just
him.
I'm just the idea man. You know the musicians. I'm putting it out in the world.
Make it happen.
I'm a hype guy on this one.
I'll
get behind it, but I can't have anything in the.
You got inroads to run the jewels, right? Come on, man. Get them.
I wouldn't say inroads. I have a friend.
I'm willing that into the world. I want to hear hardcore
last
remix.
Voicemail. Jam bands are fucking awesome.
Okay.
If you hate jam bands, no.
Hey, Kyle and Shane and Charlene, you were asking about cover bands, and I think cover bands are fucking awesome.
I said
cover bands.
Why wouldn't you want to go and see a band play all of your favorite songs?
Well, that's pretty much our brand.
It's a topic for next time.
Yeah, that's our episodes for tomorrow.
Are there cover jam bands?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, there has to be.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
100%. Why wouldn't there be?
But then wouldn't you just be your own band?
There's a band called Pink Talking Fish that only play Pink Floyd, Talking Heads, and Fish songs.
I was really hoping they were playing Pink.
The Look Who's Talking soundtrack.
Maybe they do throw Misunderstood in there at some point.
And Fish. Those are the mashups I'm here for. Anyway, if we get anything out of this, I want that DJ remix of a Grateful Dead album.
I bet somebody who listens to this show will happily do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got a bunch of trolls.
I know. I know a guy right now. It's yeah.
You got a guy?
I got a guy.
You got a guy.
Yeah.
Trolls. Well, Jam, Mikey, what do you got coming up? You want to plug some? You got?
Well, I'll be. I don't know when this is airing, but if you're in Gainesville
Fest.
in October,
Okay.
I'll be at the fest. Yeah.
Playing in, who are you playing in the fest?
I'm playing in a band called Mikey Erg.
Oh.
And I'm playing in a band called All Away Lou. And it's the same band, but we switch front people. I front Mikey Erg. And I play drums in All Away Lou.
Oh, you're not singing drums from the back like
No.
Phil Collins,
Even though
the whole thing?
Even though you do that
Even
in
though I
another
do
band.
that in the Ergs. Stay tuned. Next year, the Ergs will be celebrating the 20th anniversary of our first album, Dork Rock Cork Rod.
That's amazing.
Album. I was mad at myself when I started to get back into music after doing comedy for so long, and I don't know any new bands, and there's this whole Jersey scene, and I got that album, and I was fucking pissed that I missed that whole era of music, because that album was. I remember I was in Australia.
When you become obsessed
Yeah, I
with
remember you telling me that. That's
music's great. Music rules. This band, that was the album that got. I got to pay more attention to music.
That's
I fell
amazing.
off.
That's incredible to
So,
hear.
yeah.
But yeah, Chicago Connection, we went back and remixed it with Steve Albini.
Really?
And
did he give you the whole? I don't have to like your band to do a good job.
basically,
speech?
yeah. Which made me feel great. It was just cool. I'm not going to go into this pretending you're going to like my high school, high school punk rock
I'll
band.
make it sound good. I don't have to like it. I'm going to make it sound good.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience.
You're not there for customer service.
No.
He's like, I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
You're there so you
And
can afford to play
he does his
poker.
job. He's a very contrary to what a lot of people think. He's a very nice guy and very but yeah, he fucking gets the job done, and it was amazing.
So to do the job, it won't do it with a smile.
Did he wear the boiler suit the whole time?
Yep. Always, all of them had the
all about
had
work.
the suits. Yeah,
It's all
it was
about doing
it was
the
great.
work.
Actually, I just saw that they put them up for sale. You can get a work
really?
work suit if you want for. I think it's $300, and I was like,
I would love to hear.
I
his
kind of
take.
want one of them, but I don't have that money right now.
That's a lot of money to help him play poker on that. God damn.
But yeah, so that'll be out
My
in,
wife, I just went out. I want to know Steve Albini's attitude towards the Chicago theme song, but my Wi-Fi went out.
Oh man, I bet he's got a take.
I'm sure he does.
Did you play on the new Warriors record?
I did not, but I don't know. There might be some live stuff. Who knows?
Oh, great.
All right. What about you, Shane? What do you want to plug? New special, The Blue-Eyed Mexican?
Yep, 12:10 coming out on YouTube. Netflix passed when they don't have anything coming in.
Buddy?
So that hurts. But
I got about 7 specials out that aren't on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, cry me a river, you blue-eyed Mexican. It's fun to say that, and it doesn't sound racist.
Sounds slurry.
You said-
But actually, Lauren from Warriors did the outro music for my special. So,
Oh, nice.
Very
yeah,
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Shane'sComedian.com. I'm on the road for the rest of my life. Come shit.
that's
It's
pretty much it.
fucking. I think I have 4 days home.
Real quick, what's the dumbest routing you've ever done? Because I have some real dumb routing right now.
Ooh, I mean, just going to Phoenix is tough, but
Phoenix, yeah, emotionally. I'm doing Eureka, California, and then Milwaukee.
Oof.
And then and then I'm doing
what the fuck?
I know.
Oh.
And then I'm doing Denver and Indianapolis.
The Ergs used to try to squeeze the entire country into a 4-week tour, which is very difficult.
4 weeks.
Which like, we gotta hit Lafayette.
30.
Well,
like,
shit. I mean, we would end up like playing like
30
wherever
days,
we could.
48 lower.
I mean
states.
that fucking drive from San Francisco to Portland, and there's just we always would try to do Reading. It would never happen.
Reading
like
is
it would
just-
always get canceled. We'd always have to do that drive, and
The drive, because
One
that's
day.
where I go from. I live in Portland now, and I go back and forth.
Yeah.
Reading's the halfway point.
Yeah.
Every time you stop, you're like, lock everything in the trunk. Don't make eye contact. Get in and out. We're just getting gas. We're not staying here. That place is sketchy as fuck.
it's like so poor the housing crisis didn't even like affect it.
That's
It's
where
just
I learned that. That's where you get the bus ticket when you get out of, I think it's Pelican Bay or whatever the prisons are up there.
Oh,
You
really?
get a bus ticket to Reading because that's the biggest city close by.
oh.
And some of those people are trying to get back to Pelican Bay. Well,
He's Kyle Kinane.
that's me on the internet.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for listening. Tune in again next week when we defend
Umphrey's McGee.
McGee. Yeah. Umphrey's
Cover
McGee.
bands.
Yeah. All right. Bye guys. Meow meow.